These next couple of cars are going to be pretty crazy. I believe two of the fastest, if not the two fastest, Aston Martins, stock anyway, in the game. We're going to be kicking things off today with the 2016 Aston Martin Vantage GT12, which is not a version of the Vantage that I'm necessarily familiar with. But yeah, the 2016 Aston Martin Vantage GT12, and it seems to have kind of an orange theme going for it. So at least, you know, when you go to buy the car, I think that's the stock one. It's like an orange, white, and black, which I really like, actually. But I wanted to look at the custom paint jobs, and there was this one in that same sort of theme. But here, let me just switch to, yeah, there you go. Same sort of theme. Spin it around. With the same colors, the white, black, and orange, but it is custom. Somebody made this, and I think it looks quite nice. I like it, so that's what we're going to go with. Now, with this GT12, because it's the fastest of the Vantages, again, stock. As a stock car, it's the fastest of the Vantages in the game. So I feel a bit of an obligation to take this thing to the absolute limit. As far as track performance. It's going to be all-wheel drive, but it's going to have street tires, and we're just going to max out the horsepower, so let's get to it. So here is the full list of parts. It's only going to cost 21,000 credits, and this is going to be the fastest of the... Oops-a-daisy. This is going to be the fastest of the Aston Martins so far, or at least the highest PI, 951 PI, 3,369 pounds, 942 horsepower. It's a supercharged V12. You heard right, a supercharged V12. So this should be pretty interesting. I'm expecting a good amount of torque from a supercharged V12. It's going to be extremely fast. That much goes without saying. Let's maybe pick a high-speed circuit to take this thing out on. The Marunda Dam Sprint, I've apparently never done the exhibition of. So I decided we should fix that. And it seemed like a pretty high-speed circuit. Now, I did say let's take this thing out to a high-speed circuit. However, it seems to top out only slightly above 200 miles an hour. This is not actually a top-speed car. So I think a lot of its PI that it has, that 951 PI, a lot of that I think is actually handling. So, you know, maybe something with high-speed corners, not just high-speed straights. For example, I don't think this would be very good for Goliath. The straights are just too long on Goliath. You need something that can go 270 miles an hour if you really want to be competitive. 200 is just not going to cut it. So, let's see how it does at this exhibition. I'm sure I've probably driven at this location before, but I've just, again, never done the exhibition of it. Already up into third. Oh. Lost some frames there. Uh-oh. Someone's coming up on my left here. It's a Ferrari. This is Track Toys. Oh, gosh. Wow. I thought I was late on the brakes, but nope. It's fine. The Caterham is more fine, though. I did not expect to get overtaken by a Caterham in my 900 horsepower Aston Martin GT12. I do not have a rear wing. I've got the front splitter, but not the rear splitter, or the rear wing. I don't have a rear wing. So just keep that in mind. Okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't carry as much speed as you. Oh, no. God, the Caterham's going to get me on the straight. He's right there. And the two up front are just gone. Oh, no. This is a BAC mono. Fantastic. And I'm not sure I have driven this circuit. Or this sprint. I don't think I have. Well, the mono is gone. I think it may have died. Okay, what? Do we think, like, fourth gear? No, third gear. I braked way too early. Oh, it gets kind of tight at the exit. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, hi. Okay, this is some intense racing right here. That's not how to take that. That is not how you want to take that corner. At all. That was a great lesson in how to not take that corner. Holy cow. Alright, well that may have been a lack of track knowledge, but 5th place is not very good, and I was way, way off. Okay, well, come on, the FXXKs are 998. That seems a little bit unfair. Actually, I am one of the lower PI cars in that race, so, let's try a different track. This time, instead of going up against extreme track toys, I think we'll just go up against some other Aston Martins. And we're going to do it at the Grand Tour Sprint, which is a track that we have experience with, in other Aston Martins even, specifically. So, I think this will be a good way of telling just how good this car is. I don't remember the kinds of times I was getting. Nice and planted. Hard on the brakes. Holy cow. Dirt section, we're not faring quite as well, but it is all-wheel drive. Okay, that was awkward through that right-hander. Felt like I nearly came to a stop. Oh, yeah. Gaining loads on this V600 up the inside. Oh, trying to go around the outside. Oh, he's got me. Surely flat out. Yep, it sure is. So much grip. So much grip! This is not an Aston for drifting. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm deep into that one. I missed my apex as well, which didn't help. Oh, I had just a little bit of a lift, kind of right around the apex. It was just about enough. And it's just a sprint to the finish now. That's a 2:09. I don't know what that is. I mean, you guys can go back and watch the DB11 video if you want to get a good idea for what kind of time that is. But I do believe, yeah, the DB11 I only built up to 900 PI, so this should have been quite a bit quicker. I do know that we are going to level up from this race, though. So hopefully this gorgeous GT12, which this paint job has really made this car come alive for me. This is now probably, in my opinion, one of the better looking Astons that I personally own in this game. And hopefully, I don't think I have the RCF yet. I wouldn't mind picking up that. Nope, it's going to be 80,000 credits though, not bad. Puts us just shy of 6 million. Got another sprint here. I wasn't intentionally picking sprint races, but it just seems like these are the ones that I feel. The circuit races are all a little bit, you know, the straights are shorter in most of the circuits, aside from like Goliath. So it seems that the sprints are more suited to this car type. I've been doing Aston Martin, and I've been kind of winning those. So let's switch it over to 2010s collection. I think that might be cool. Yep. Let's do that. Pick the Aston. But I'm liking the car so far. It's got a lot of grip. It's not a very drifty car, which is kind of my preference. I, have more fun drifting in this game, so I kind of prefer cars that are quicker when drifted in this game, which there are plenty of, especially when you're doing the dirt races and stuff. So, but I'm liking it for an S2 class car. I'm not a huge fan of most of the S2 class cars I would say. A lot of them I just don't like very much. But this one, because it's so focused on grip and not just raw power, it's actually quite nice. Oh, you're just gonna... Okay, alright, okay. Just gonna close that door on me, huh? I see how it is. Oh, I should have braked for that. A truck. The truck got past me. And now he's blocking me. Okay. But I could get the truck in the straights? What the hell? He's got me in the corners, but I got him on the straights? That seems backwards to me. There's someone right behind me. I keep cutting him off. He can't get by me. I don't know who's winning, but they are gone. This is an intense race. Oh, someone's got me. Oh, it's the FXX again. That car's just unfair. Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be third. I'd like to see the cars, though, that beat me in that one, because something tells me, 970 Pi Huayra and a 998 Pi FXX. The Radical behind me was 20 Pi higher than me, and I still stayed ahead of him. But then everybody else was around the same level Pi as me. So, in comparison to the cars that had similar Pi, I won by, like, 1.6 seconds, if you look at it that way. Okay, last race with the Aston. We're going to do this grand high-speed sprint, which is sort of like a mini Goliath as far as I know. I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I've done this one. Let's do, Rule Britannia. Britannia. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. Britannia! I'm pretty sure that's not the right pronunciation, but anyway, let's do the Rule Britain one. And this will be the last race, and, so I want to kind of start closing out the video here. I don't want to be driving around like I normally do, just rambling on for 20 minutes after I'm done racing. So, I'd like to kind of close it out here. Again, this is one of my favorite S2 class cars ever. I don't know if it's my favorite car ever, certainly not. It's probably not even my favorite of the Astons so far, but as far as S2 class goes, this is right up there with my favorites. I really, really like the handling on this car. It doesn't seem overpowered. I'll put it that way. It's not like if you pick this car, you're guaranteed to win a race or anything like that. That is most definitely not the case. And in fact, as you've seen, picking this car in Extreme Track Toys just results in the AI picking 998 S2 Ferrari FXX Ks, which are just ridiculously overpowered. I went by that guy so easily. I'm not even driving all that well. And I just blew right by him. So maybe this thing is really, really good in the rain. Or maybe it's really good for, tiny little street circuits. I didn't really try that, I'm doing all these big, long, high-speed courses with these extremely fast corners. I mean, I'm bouncing off the limiter going through these corners. I do want to downshift for this one, I think. And then fourth gear probably for this one. Yep. And then second gear. This car leans towards understeer though. And I'm sure you guys can probably tell that just from watching the video. The keen observers amongst you will have probably seen that it leans towards understeer. Now, that is not to say that it is an understeery car. You know, it's not. I'm just struggling with understeer constantly. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the handling characteristics of the car are, you know, kind of lean towards understeer. There's really not much oversteer unless I touch the handbrake, and that's it. Unless I touch the handbrake, the back end on this is planted. And keep in mind, I removed the back wing. The rear wing is gone from this, and that back end is still planted. I did also jack up the aero as high as it would go on this car. The front wing is turned up all the way. So it's got tons of front downforce, no rear downforce whatsoever. And it feels great at the back end. Literally just no problems whatsoever through these corners. I don't need to counter steer at all unless I specifically push the handbrake button. If I don't use the handbrake, that back end won't step out. Speaking of handbrakes, I mean, I'm not really dominating this race, but yeah, so this is an interesting car. I like this car. It's not my favorite car ever, but I like it. It's another good Aston, and they've pretty much all been, for the most part. The V12 Vantage S was probably the weakest of the Astons so far. This GT12 as a 951 PI car, because you can see all the cars in this race were similar PI. There was no weird Ferrari in here that was 998. Didn't have to deal with any of that shit. So, because of that, I was able to win by a solid second ahead of the next car. So, the Aston is good. It's a solid car. It's just not necessarily fun or exciting, which I feel like that's what most people drive Forza Horizon 3 for. You're not driving this because it's, you know, sim accurate. You're not driving it for the real world physics. It's not like the physics are terrible. They're not terrible at all. I'm using a racing wheel and having plenty of fun with it. So, I mean, the physics are fine for what it is. But, I mean, that's not why you're driving this game. You're playing this game You're playing this game because you want to jump off cliffs in a 1950s car that has a Lamborghini V12 and 1500 horsepower. And that's what this game is all about. And this car doesn't really fit in with that kind of desire, with that theme of just... Is that a new personal best? That is a new personal best. Again, you carry a lot of speed through these corners, but it's just you're carrying speed to get planted. Oh my gosh, 2 more miles per hour? Is that true? Okay, let me see if I can top that in this video. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Sorry. Yeah. I know, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. Can you guys just please... My God. $151 that time. You could probably just kind of straight line it and kind of juke it. So yeah, that's 2 stars. How much is it for 3 stars? This is probably not going to tell me. But yeah, that's really what it comes down to. It's a good car. It's just not an exciting car, and it's not overpowered either. I would say it's just good. It's just a good car. Yeah. I mean, at the very least, though, it's freaking gorgeous. I mean, come on. Hold on. Let's, like, park it up somewhere. Let's get some beauty shots of this thing. Come on. Oh! Good thing I have damage turned off. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's got gorgeous lines. I really like the back end on this. I like a little bit of a bulbous butt on my cars, and this has that. I think the front wing on it that extends the bottom lip, I think that looks really nice. I really like how that comes out. I like how the wheel arches flare out at the back. I love the silver, black, and orange paint job that I've selected for it. I like it without the rear wing, specifically. It just looks gorgeous. And again, it handles really good. It's a good car. Again, it's just kind of boring. That's all it is. It's not the most exciting car on the face of the planet, but damn is it sexy. It is very sexy. So that is going to do it for today's episode. This is the 2016 Aston Martin Vantage GT12 951 Pi S2. And yeah, it's a good car. Next video is going to be the Aston Martin Vulcan. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that, or even what my options are to do with it. So I guess we'll find that out in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.